Hi babies, this is a departure from our typical content. I know normally we do like a cutesy little vlog or something that's like what we've been up to. With what United States politics is right now, we shifted and I did a live stream for 5 hours to talk about calling your representatives and community organizing and just to be like live and talk to some people and just like, I don't know, it was nice. It was nice. We used to stream really regularly, and it's not something that either Morgan or I has had the energy to do because it's very different to be perceived live versus recording a video and then going through and editing it and making sure that you like said the thing that you wanted to say exactly perfectly. If you're in a moment where you're trying to clock out from any mention of the horrors, you're gonna want to not be present for this one. You're gonna want to skip this. I personally sometimes find comfort in hearing people that I care about say things that are similar to what I'm thinking and then talk about like what they're experiencing in their community and like in their sphere of people. So my hope and my dream is that even if you're somebody who's like, I mean, how are we? I think we're all feeling incredibly overwhelmed if you live in the United States and certainly other places as well. Super overwhelmed about like how messed up United States politics is right now. But I think that what this conversation was primarily was like, I want to say like uplifting and joyful. Like we were chatting, having a nice time. And it was good. It wasn't, this is not like 5 hours of doom and gloom. This is like, hey, it's nice to see you guys. I haven't streamed in a long time. Let's get some work done and like have a little bit of fun and also like vent a little bit. That sounds like something you might be up for. Welcome, strap in. If that sounds bad to you, then sorry that it's different this week. We have a ton, like a huge backlog of old weird content. If you have not seen the one where we go to that terrible, terrible hotel in Washington, you should find that one. I'll link that below here if you would like something that either you haven't seen in a long time or maybe that you've never seen that is our old bad content. Not bad. It was fine content. It was different vibe than what we're doing now. So in this chunk, it was over 5 hours, so I'm gonna like cut it into chunks, but specifically this moment of stream, it's the beginning. We talk a little bit about what happened with the Senate vote for the government to reopen, because that was what prompted the stream. There was a hope that it would not pass so quickly. We knew they were going to do multiple votes. So like really the original intention of the stream was to like get people to bully their senators so that the government wouldn't reopen. And that's not what happened, but I do think that we still got some good stuff done. We talk about Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition and a little bit about like how to find folks who are fighting back against ICE in your area. And they do like know your rights trainings and like Migrant Watch trainings, and like they're good. Important things to lock into. And then at some point we ended up talking about Curtis Sliwa, who ran for mayor of New York and lost and is like a very unhinged person. And I had seen a video of him and we talked about that. It was very silly. I called my senators and yelled at them, one more than the other. I would say, as someone who has a very low tolerance for stressful political content right now, it doesn't feel stressful to me to have been talking about this, or I don't think if I was a viewer of it that I would be like, oh my God, this is awful. I think it might be comforting. So sit back, relax, pop this on in the background of whatever else you're doing. And I'm going to post this in chunks. So this will be like an hour and some change. And then there'll be a few more that'll be an hour and some change. I believe there's just going to be a regular video up next weekend, so don't be scared and think that it's just going to be like stream from here on out. I think hopefully over the course of the week we'll post these ones. Oh, it just there are gonna be some things that are inside jokes from when we streamed on Twitch, and then it's like the format of it is kind of funky, so you'll be able to like see what people were typing up in the left hand corner, and then some things, if you post like links and sometimes other stuff, it doesn't show up that has come through in that text, but it would have live, so you would have seen it if you had been there. So there will probably be a couple of things that are confusing if you've never been on Twitch before, but yes, we've put it here for your viewing pleasure, for you to, or for your cats to watch, or whatever, fall asleep to it, pull a Bob Ross type situation. Yes. Yeah, enjoy past me crashing out in as productive a way I know how. And I would love for you to call your senators and tell them that Chuck Schumer, if you have a Democratic senator, I'd love for you to call them and tell them to ask Chuck Schumer to resign because that guy sucks. Put some pressure on that fella. And if you have a Republican senator, then I think you should just call them and say that they suck and that they're not sticking up for their constituents. Yeah, okay. Enjoy stream. Mwah. Can you hear me? Does the audio work? Sorry for the jump scare. I promise I really tried to set up so that you guys would be able to hear music in the early part. In the stream starting soon. Hi babies. It's so good to see everybody. Wow, yeah, don't look at the room behind me. It's a catastrophe there. Hi. Oh my god. I feel like the audio just doesn't work sometimes when I come on stream, but I thought I tested it good enough and I guess I did. Anyway, I didn't realize the US of gay. I did not realize do you guys want to hear the music you were supposed to be able to hear in the early part? It's my favorite Game Boy Color game from when I was a child. It is Barbie Ocean Discovery. Hi. Oh my god, Kyle. I was just watching a video of you. Hi, baby. Yeah. It kind of fucks. I'm not going to lie. Okay, are we ready? This is Barbie Ocean Discovery Game Boy Color. This is like a speed run of it. Wow, I forgot how terrifyingly pale I am with the cinema roll on. Okay, I don't want to be like too loud. It's good, right? Isn't it good? Isn't it good? Anyway. They told me I had to market politics, and so I marked it politics. And if that gets us less viewers, then whatever. Because, like, truly the intent of this is to hang out with you guys. Hello. Hi, Seven. To hang out with you guys and then put this on the YouTube for people to put on the background while they're doing their housework or their work from home or their whatever situation. Oh my god! And I forgot to turn off the redemption thing, so everyone share a little win. Gay politics mayhaps. Listen, I will be calling my senators. I wasn't going to because we'll get into it in a moment. You know, here we are. Everyone share a little win. My little win is that I have been trying to set up a like online free clothing exchange situation, and I have caught one person in the grips of it. I haven't really been able to get other folks to like participate, but I do have one person now who I'm pretty consistently like, they give me their old baby clothes and I give them a bigger size of baby clothes. Yeah, thank God Pendles is here, our favorite American brunette woman. Oh my god! You do know that's so exciting. Congratulations. Oh my god! Riven, I love that you got a new wheelchair. That's amazing. I love the wins. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Stunning. I love that for you guys. You know, top surgery, it's a slay. We love it. We love to see it. Oh my god, Carly, I'm so glad you're off work. Oh no, I'm receiving a call. Hello?
Hello, is there any way you can throw that at the front door so I don't have to...
Oh shit. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I am just live on stream. Give me one moment.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. My wife needs me. Give me but a moment. And we're back. Good morning. Sorry. The babies headed to school and they needed a crucial item. Hello. Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. And scare. Here's me and my words again. He's good. He's good. He's old, which is crazy. Yeah, it's like early Head Start. It's a program, or maybe just early Head Start. It's preschool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. He's 17 months, which is cuckoo bananas. And I know I've always been the person who's like, 17 months. That's so silly. Just say a year and a half. Just say over a year. It's actually bananas how different developmentally they are across those months. Oh, nice. Early Head Start, slay. It's so different. It's so different because at 12 months, there's a vibe of like, maybe not yet walking, could be walking. And then at 17 months, there's a vibe of like sprinting and also yelling words and things. They can bench so much more. You have no idea. He can bench an entire keyboard. Keyboard. What's this called? Baby music keyboard from the Goodwill bins that I found that is covered in Sharpie marker, but I don't feel bad when he walks on it because it was like $1.50 total. So, it's a sleigh. Yeah. 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 No knee sprinting. A little BMK. It actually is like, I think like a young adult keyboard. It's like, it's huge. It's like the same size as him. Yeah. But it's not like a fancy one. You know the ones with like the weighted keys? This is not that. This is one where you touch the keys light up. It's like very, very vibey. Okay, I do think I'm going to try to call my senators this morning. Should be fun and fresh. I think I'm going to yell at Ron Wyden. I, would love to be less familiar with the things that my senators are up to. I would love to be just like not worried about it. Did you guys see actually Jeff Merkley, the other one? He did like a 22-hour stint on the Senate floor for a period of time. They did not vote to end shutdown. Mine were chill. Ron Wyden, he's just taken like a shit ton of money from AIPAC. And if you're not familiar, AIPAC is the one that's like supporting the like growth of like the country, the state of Israel. Yeah. Ron Wyden, he's said some like, he's very much like a, I don't even know what like the right word is, but he's like a Democrat classic. Does not care so much about the people that have voted for him, cares a lot about the people who have sent him money. The people who have sent him money are Israel by like a lot. So fake woke is perfect. Yes, Schumer. So I think my intention is to call both of my guys, so Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley. And to Ron Wyden, I'm going to be like, hi, I used to be a vote blue no matter who girly, and I'm so fucking sick of Ron Wyden. I think it sucks how much money he takes from AIPAC. I think that it is obvious that he is like kowtowing to his like huge contributors, and I hate that. I do not plan to vote for him. If he would like to earn my vote moving forward, it would do a lot for me emotionally. In terms of him deserving my vote, if he would call for Chuck Schumer to resign. And I don't know, I'm not a politician, so I don't know what they can do, but whatever they can do to try to like push somebody out. That's a really funny, Penlos. That's a good one. That's cool. That's cool. I've got like a little like timer thingy that'll hop up, and it's like, I think the thing that it says is that if you have Democratic senators, call them and tell them to get Chuck Schumer to resign, and then if you have Republican senators, to just call them and be annoying to them. If you don't want to do that, you also, that's your call. I feel like if you have Republican senators, I don't even know, man. I'm so sorry. So cuckoo bananas with the gerrymandering and the evilness and the nonsense. But there are I've got a little exclamation pointy thing for things that folks might want to look into in general. Oh, does it not work? No. No, my command. No, not at all. That's pretty fucked up. How do I get it to work? I'll post it. That's okay. I've got the info. Let's try this. Ta-da. Beautiful. Oh man, re-add her. I don't know how I added her in the first place, baby. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Fake woke is diet MAGA. I think that's the thing. Nightbot is anti-democracy confirmed. I think in this moment where, so if you're not up to date on the goings on of what happened in the United States, we had our longest government shutdown. I believe legally it's still shut down and they're just like working towards opening it. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of leverage. Everybody was pissed off at them. I want gerrymandered chat to make us lose the gill sweep. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I'm locked in. I'm locking in, and then we'll come back to talking about Gil, I promise. Like, out there, the American people were on their side. Like, Trump had decided that he wasn't going to give out SNAP benefits. They have emergency money that they are legally supposed to use for SNAP, and then they did not. and then they did not. And so, like, all the federal judges were like ruling against them. And what the Democrats were trying to do was get them to renegotiate the government budget and make it so that people, specifically their healthcare, I think first and foremost, would not have their what's it called? It's like your thing that you have to pay. They were going to increase by like premiums. Thank you so much, Precipitation. I know that they say that like when you give birth, you're pregnant and then you give birth and your brain has like shrunk. I think just being in charge of a child also shrinks your brain just a little bit, and that's fine. I'm obsessed with him, but my words, they're not as good. They're premiums going up like a shit ton crazy insane percent. Like so many times. Also probably the lack of sleep. That's an excellent point. I did not sleep good last night. Anyway, and like all of the Democrats were holding strong, and then Chuck Schumer is the Senate minority leader. So he's the one who's like the head guy in charge of the Democrats because they are the Senate minority in the Senate. And he voted not to reopen the government, but there are 8 Democratic senators who are not up for re-election who voted with Republicans to reopen the government. And their like logic that they used essentially is that they were like, well, like they promised that they were going to like help us with some healthcare stuff. But I just feel like, and I think the majority of the American people, the head Democrat essentially, yes. Like, why on earth would you trust anything that this regime has said that they will do to help you? Like, why would you trust that? Why would you try? It's like doing that, like doing what they want you to do in advance thing, because there's just no way. There's just absolutely no way that they're actually going to do that and follow through. And it's also, I feel like it's vague enough that like they're not really going to be able to be held. They can't be held accountable for anything because they're doing so much scary stuff all the time. They also said we were going to get $5,000 from Doge. They said all kinds of things, and they have done primarily awful things. The promise is an agree to vote on the healthcare, not even to vote yes. Yes, exactly. So the reason we're upset with Chuck Schumer is, one, because he sucks. He has no spine and he sucks. And then 2, it is like incredibly suspicious that 8 Democrats who are either not up for re-election or they're retiring after this are the ones who cave specifically. They're saying they cave for a pinky promise. I'm going to put my little not even a tinfoil hat on, my just like regular thinking guy beanie, and say that like they're concerned about the holidays coming up and like people not being able to travel and like the economy getting even worse and like what their backers who've give their like people who give them hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes. Right. So absolutely. Absolutely. Hell yeah, Lucas. So true, baby. So anyway, the there with our regular thinking guy beanies, it seems like Chuck Schumer either he helped facilitate so that it was only people who weren't going to be up for reelection were the ones who were like doing this, which sucks. Or he doesn't have any knowledge of it at all and he cannot control his party, which sucks. So regardless, he's spineless and he sucks. I also think he's taking a lot of money from APAC. I could be wrong. I don't want to spread information. I don't want to spread information. Do you guys see? I love the baby. He's the coolest guy I know, but my thinking. Okay, hold on. Chuck Schumer. I want like APAC. Donations. How many? OpenSecrets.org. I want. Good God, Joe Biden took so much money. For the love of God. Okay. Oh, maybe no. Schumer. No, nothing. He's not taken from APAC. Very interesting. Spineless and annoying for other reasons, though. Does the opposition in the U.S. do anything, or do they just criticize and do nothing? Exactly. They criticize, they do nothing. I actually would love to see Jeff Merkley as the Senate Minority Leader, because he just like seems really chill. Yeah, they do talk sternly for 5 minutes and put it in an ad. They really do. They really do. Jeff Merkley is at least doing like waste their time and also like share a lot of like important information. I clocked into his stream on C-SPAN. I guess it's not a stream. I don't know what it is, but I watched it on C-SPAN at hour like 20 or something. And I was like, "Go off, King." He was like he was not like floundering for things to talk about 20 hours in. He had like bullet points and he was like going for it, which I really appreciate. Yes. Silver Arrows says the Democrats say that people need to do something, and we're like, you're the guys. You're the ones we hired to do this. Yeah. Okay, let me grab my AirPods so that I can call my senators. I also recently learned, not super recently, but if you call your state representatives, they are not nearly, they're just much more likely to actually answer their phone. Not them, but like their staffers than your federal ones. At least in Oregon. So one time I was like very much not expecting to speak to a human person. I was like, let me leave a voicemail. And that did not happen. I had to talk to a person and be like, hi. I'd like to talk about Paul Evans. God. God. Okay. I don't even think I need 5 calls for this. I think I'm just going to do. Oh, we have the Find My U.S. Senator. See, I am irritated because if Nightbot was doing its thing. Oh, thank you. I love the Pokemon Snap shirt. We can do local organizing questions if you want to do that before I call my guys. Absolutely. What are your questions, darling? God, I hate Ron Wyden's face. Hi. Hello, hello. I think you should, Penlas. Just like put on your best American accent. Michigan. Love that. Cute. That's so exciting. Yeah, I think I heard something about Michigan's. I don't remember what race it was, but it was the first time that a woman won it. If that's the M state that I'm thinking of, there's a lot of states. Oh, God. A town near my town has some evil, evil people trying to build an AI data center, and I'm trying to stop it, but I don't see any local mobilization around it. Okay. Do you happen to know third female president today? Oh my God. Only the first female president not named Mary is really funny. No, for real, Forrest. I would say if you are concerned about an AI data center, I would one, are you on your like local Reddit? Or do you have a local Reddit? Do you happen to know? Depending, because the ones there's a couple in the ones that I'm like on occasionally are the actual city that I live in, and then like the next biggest metropolitan area. Good morning, hello, weird board. And so I would post something on there and be like, "Hey, is anybody else stressed out about this?" Yes, Reddit while evil can be good for stuff like this. Amazing. Oh, that's even better. Great. So, did they say anything about, like, is it the kind of thing that your city council can oppose, perhaps? I think it would depend on, like, the local laws in your area. Amazing. So, if I were you, I would rally up your people on Reddit if they're posting about, like, going to a city council meeting or that there is going to be, I would go to that, have your little talking points ready. The thing to know, at least in my area about city council meetings, is that if you speak publicly, it's on public record. So don't like put any information that you don't want in public record. They suggest on ours that you either say your like ward number that you live in, or like they're like just tell us what your address is. Completely unhinged. Don't put your address. Do not say your address out loud. Also, hours, if you cannot, in my area, if you can't make it to a city council meeting, you can send them an email. And if you send it before a certain time, it also becomes public comment. So I would do a separate like Reddit post that's like, if people can't make it to this, which it's hard to go, in person to do something, send emails. Figure out which counselor is your counselor. Address them by name if you can. Ward number. Yes. We have yeah, isn't it a weird word? We have like wards is what they're called, but it's like sections of the city that I live in. So it'll be like, my name is Jim and I live in Ward 1, I'm here to talk about such and such. I have some concerns about the data center that is, environmental groups and green groups would be really good to connect with. Absolutely. Actually, I was thinking of my friend Jim Shepke, and I have no idea what ward he's in. It's probably like districts, but I don't know if it's like smaller. We have like school districts, and I'm only in like one school district, but within that school district, there's like, I think 8 or 9. No, I think it's 9 wards. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then if you have, I would also check and see. You might be able to find this out on Reddit if there is like a mutual aid Discord, or like a community group Discord. I know we have like a queer Discord in my city. And they're pretty chill with people posting like, "Hey, here's this thing we'd like people to come out to." Also, actually, specifically, if you have not found your like local indivisible girlies, that could be really good. My indivisible group, who I've been working with, it's primarily boomers, so they are not on Reddit, and they're on Facebook a little bit. But the way that we contact each other is they're not on Discord, they're on Slack, which if you've never used Slack, it's like Discord for old people, and you're supposed to use it as like a part of your your corporation. Like the idea is, it's like for business. It's like yeah, the Slack, the corporate Discord. We're not a corporate anything, so it's really cuckoo bananas. Yes, queer LGBTQIA Texans. Red Vi has a few discords you can join for community organizing. Yeah, I also, so I run I'm like a co-creator, co creator of a group called Circular Salem, and we have a Discord. It's like much smaller, but we do put like, hey, this is folks going to this, meeting, community city council meeting. Yes, yeah, Indivisible's good. They are not great. You can search. So like, I'm gonna search the town that I used to live in. I'll show you guys. Can we see? Beautiful. So we're gonna do, actually, let me just make sure that if I type this, it's not gonna like immediately pull up where I live. Good. Okay. Screen share. So I've typed in Albany, Oregon. That's where I used to live. And then I'm hitting newcomer friendly for the group. And then there's an Albany region Indivisible, Oregon, and we have their little like contact information here. They've got a Facebook. There's a North Albany Indivisible. There's a Benton County if you're in Corvallis. There's Mad Libs in Corvallis, which is really funny. Oh God, yeah. Hop on the community organization Microsoft Teams. Please. Yeah, Transutopia, I cannot tell you how often when working at Disney World with Albany, Oregon on my name tag, people would come up to me and be like, oh my God, New York? No, sorry. Different one. Oh my God, Georgia? No. There's so many Albanys. It's cuckoo bananas. Anyway, sorry. And there's also, Lebanon has an East Lynn. You can say it. You can say it, but they'll be confused. Albany, Oregon, when I lived there, is full of, yeah. It's a lot of people cosplaying as being from the South. And so it's like more Confederate flags than in Alabama, in the big metropolitan spaces. I don't think it's that way quite as much, but it was, not, yeah, very ew. Very ew. A lot of the like Miss Me jeans with those weird Romeos. Do you guys remember Romeos? The shoes, they're like clogs for like working on the farm. None of those kids worked on a farm. None of them did. A lot of horses on their shirts. They didn't have horses. Had they seen a horse? I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, I'd never heard somebody describe it as like cosplaying as Southerners until one of our friends who is from Alabama like moved to Oregon and was like, this is a weird vibe. And I was like, you are right. That is exactly what they're doing. So weird. God, why? That's so bananas of them, Pendlas. Goofy weird. I think the thing about Albany specifically is that it is in this like rural adjacent area. It's kind of, I don't think it's that way as much anymore. I really think it's a lot better. I want to say that. But it's kind of been like missed over by like, I don't know, like urban development in a lot of ways. Yeah. It's a weird place. I did say stolen valor. They've never had their fingers chomped by a horse. They can't begin to imagine. Yeah, it sure did. Duck Dynasty sure did have that much cultural impact. Okay. I think I'm going to try to call my senators. So I'm going to ignore you guys for a minute. Oh, here it is. These are my guys. They have a committee assignment section and then biographical directory listing. What does that mean? Oh. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna call Merkley first because I like him. Oh God, the Tea Party. Wow, wow, what a time. I don't think they're gonna ask me like what my address is or anything, so I'm not gonna put you guys on mute unless I think put me on mute really, unless I think it's gonna be like personal information about me, which I don't think will happen. So if you hear me say, "Hi, my name is Felix May. I live in Salem, Oregon," don't be scared. That's okay for you guys to know. Okay. 202 224. I think I'm probably just leaving a voicemail. If I had to guess, I'm sure their phones are busy today, brother. 202 224 3753. A lot of ringing. Spanish. Okay. Ooh. I think I'm pressing 1. Say 1. I love this guy. Hello, Senator Merkley. My name is Felix May, and I live in Salem, Oregon. I am just like incredibly stressed out about healthcare premiums going up for the people that I care about. And I actually personally am on Oregon Health Plan, and I'm really concerned about that just continuing. And people being able to have access to it, particularly actually also for gender affirming care. I'm someone who got top surgery through OHP, and it has been life changing for me and so important. And I am concerned about my fellow trans Oregonians being able to access that. I'm really frustrated by the Senate Democrats who voted to reopen the government when it felt like the Democrats had so much leverage, and now that's just kind of like all fizzled out. I I also really appreciate when you were there. What was like 22 hours or something crazy? I have streamed for 24 hours straight before, and I had to take like I don't even know how many bathroom breaks and 3 naps. So you're a badass, and I appreciate that, and I'm thrilled to be able to vote for you, hopefully again in the future. But I would just really love if you could put pressure on Chuck Schumer to resign as the Senate minority leader, because that guy sucks and has no spine, and either is not able to like control his party because those 8 Senate Democrats who voted for that's a real problem. I reached the maximum length, and that works for me. I'll call it good. I got the stuff I needed to say. That's fine. Hi, babies. Okay, now I'm calling the one I don't like. I'm sure I'll also just get his voicemail. What I do want to say is that Senator Jeff Merkley, he said hello and thank you in English and then in Spanish, which I love. And then he was like, press one of these numbers. I want to hear from you. Press one of these numbers so I can route you correctly to my people. It was like, one was like leave an opinion, bilingual king. Two was if you're having an issue with a federal agency and you need help. Three was if you're a member of the press, and then four was like if you want to get back into the queue so you can talk to a real person. Those are really great options. Love it. And then he was like, send me an email, and gave me his email, which is great. So let's do that in a moment. But first, I'm going to call Ron Wyden. I hate this guy. Okay. Hi, Senator Wyden. My name is Felix May, Felixmay. I live in Salem, Oregon, 97302. I, Senator, I would love to confidently vote for you again. I previously have been a vote blue no matter who person, and I am just so frustrated with the money that you have taken from APAC and a number of other things that you've done. So I would love for you to try to earn my vote back because currently I will not be voting for you in the future. And I think that something that you could do to work towards that would be to call for Chuck Schumer to resign as the Senate Minority Leader. I'm very concerned about the government reopening when the Democrats had so much power and then it just has like all fizzled out because of the 8 senators who decided that they were going to vote with Republicans. I'm really concerned about people's healthcare premiums going up so much, and I'm incredibly frustrated. So step one, earn my vote back, would be to tell Chuck Schumer to resign. Two, very close to stop taking money from APAC because that sucks. I am a social media content creator with over 500,000 followers across channels. And if you we'll restart it, we're going to redo it. I'm going to be quicker. Hi, Senator Wyden. My name is Felix May, Felixmay. I live in 97302. I'm a registered Democrat. I do not plan on voting for you again this year because of how much money you take from APAC, and I think that sucks. If you would like to try to earn my vote back, I would ask that you please tell Chuck Schumer to resign as the Senate Minority Leader because he has no spine and is doing a terrible job. And then two, I would love for you to stop taking money from APAC and instead listen to your constituents because that sucks. I'm a content creator with over 500,000 followers across channels, and I plan to be loud and obnoxious about who I think we should be voting for and who I think we shouldn't be voting for. So I would really, really, really appreciate step one, tell Chuck Schumer to resign. Step two, stop taking money from lobbyists in Israel because that's not fucking cool, and I think you know that. Okay. It's been sent. Okay. And I just want to be really clear and say that It is very rare in an interaction where I'm like, by the way, I'm a niche internet micro celebrity. But I do feel like with politicians, it's relevant. I was going to be like, have a good day. And then I was like, have the day you deserve. And then I was like, that's kind of all I have actually for this guy. No, no, no. I appreciate the tone indicator. I would like for posterity and for YouTube when this goes up on that for people to know. There's never I would say except when I'm doing like a brand agreement, a contract, and when talking to politicians, there's never another time where I'm like, this is my follower count. I have been told by staffers leverage that they do. Or at the very least, like they don't personally listen to them, but that they have a staffer listen to them who essentially does tally marks of like pro such and such, anti such and such, right? So if they have like 10 people call them and are like, for the love of God, open up the government, and then like 50 people call them and be like, screw you, make sure the government stays closed, then they're marking that. Yeah, the tally thing. The tally thing is what I've heard. I've also heard that it is important. Like Ron Wyden wanted me to spell my name and to say my zip code. I'm curious if he said that specifically so that people have less time to leave a voicemail because he knows that the youth are not thrilled with him, Senator Wyden. Jeff Merkley, I think, just said your name and your. He said you could include your mailing address if you'd like to receive mail from him also. Yes, the Chipotle in Middle America. It's definitely somebody's job to listen to them. I don't know if they have like an additional tally mark for like this person is annoying and said that they are celebrity, that they're an internet celebrity, but maybe that's an additional note of like, perhaps take this one seriously because they seem pissed and also succinct. They had their shit together on that. Yeah. Yes, there you go. Maybe 2 tally marks. It's certainly not going to be 500K tally marks, but maybe they know. They have influence. They do influencing. Okay, cool. Now, called my senators. It wasn't that scary. And also, the only person, I've done it for all of you here, but the only person who's going to listen to it is probably one of their staffers. Nobody cares. They fluence. Yeah, I don't think I'd called Wyden and Merkley. I've definitely called Wyden before. I don't know if I'd called Merkley. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's also different if you call your House of Representatives folks. They have different phone numbers. And then it's also different if you call your, like, state people. Yes. Yeah. But it's like, I hate to talk on the phone, and it's annoying. And also, you can send email. Oh, that's the other thing, is that Jeff Merkley said, I could go to here. I'm going to copy this. merkley.senate.gov/connect. merkley.senate.gov/connect. Oh, well, this is cute. Aw, I'll show the team. Oh, yeah, no, that sounds right. Connect. I can get Jeff's updates. He's got town halls and also office locations. I guess I'm going to email Jeff. Can you just like, oh, okay. No, I'll fill out this thingy. Oh, wow. Wow, we got a lot of options here. No, I'm going to send it. I'm going to do it. But I can't show you guys this because it is like literally all of my personal information. Street address. Address and then street address? What do you mean, baby? Okay, well, obviously the United States. Beautiful. Phone required. Heard. You know what? You can have my phone number, Senator Merkley. Oh yeah, Morgan has filled this out before. Okay. Topic. Wow. He's got a lot of these. Updates. The Jeff updates. Banking. Okay. Children, families, coronavirus, education, elections and congressional affairs, government shutdown. They have one for share your story, program closings and funding cuts, small business. I don't know. Are we thinking it's government shutdown or elections and congressional affairs? There's a lot to be pissed about. It's so true. Hello. Jerry Seinfeld, welcome. I'm leaning towards government shutdown. Yeah. That's true. Okay. I'm saying hi, Senator Merkley. My name is...
Yeehaw.
Good God. Skeetlejuice. Hi, baby.
Going well less than 3.
Thank you. It's so good to see you. My name is Felix May. I am a... I don't ever know what to say. I am a community organizer, dad, and husband in Salem, Oregon. I'm going to take away the exclamation point. Not hi, Senator Merkley, exclamation point. Hey, Senator Merkley, comma, feels more relevant to the moment. Mario Kart speedrunner.
Yeehaw. Oh yeah, happy 35 months. Almost 3 years, which is crazy.
You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. I am a concerned, thank you, community organizer and concerned dad and husband in Salem, Oregon. Yeah, that is it. Okay. Oh God. Okay. I'm stressed about a lot, but specifically currently, but right now, I am most upset about the end of the government shutdown and the Senate Democrats losing all of their leverage because of 8 senators who are not up for re-election. I really appreciate the time and energy you have spent speaking out against the current regime, because I try not to say administration because it is scarier than that, so I'd like a word that emphasizes the scary. Current and the rise of authoritarianism. That is harder to type for some reason than I thought. I feel like I can type it with my thumbs good, but that does not look right on a keyboard. In the United States, particularly with your 22-hour-long speech on the Senate floor. I have done 24-hour live streams before and needed many bathroom breaks. Bathroom and food breaks. So you, sir, are a badass. I would ask that you please put pressure on Chuck Schumer to resign as Senate Minority Leader, as he clearly does not have enough backbone to lead Democrats. During these unprecedented times. I don't actually know what the process of choosing a new minority leader looks like, but I think you would do a great job. Tumultuous during this hellscape, these trying motherfucking times. Ooh, with integrity, I love. To lead with integrity is better than Democrats. With integrity. Yeah. I think you do a great job. Okay. Oh my God, hello, Erin, hey. Thank you, you know, we're having fun. Hello. Hi, Dorian. Okay, let's recap what I'm emailing to my senator. Hey, Senator Merkley, my name is Felix May, and I'm a community organizer and concerned dad and husband in Salem, Oregon. I'm stressed about a lot right now, but what I'm most upset about is the end of the government shutdown. Oh, I almost spelled government wrong. Glad we checked that. And the Senate Democrats losing all of their leverage because of the 8 senators who are not up for re-election voting to sell out their constituents. I really appreciate the time and energy you've spent speaking out against the current regime and the rise of authoritarianism in the United States, particularly with your 22-hour-long speech on the Senate floor. I have done 24-hour live streams before and needed many bathroom and food breaks, so you, sir, are a badass. I would ask that you please put pressure on Chuck Schumer to resign as Senate Minority Leader, as he clearly does not have enough backbone to lead with integrity during these unprecedented times. I don't actually know what the process of choosing a new minority leader looks like, but I think you would do a great job. Thank you for your hard work and for supporting Oregonians. Felix May. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'll take it out. I'm just going to take it out completely because I don't know. Can they make Jeff the minority leader? I think he'd do good. Okay, so now we're just ending with, I would ask that you please put pressure on Chuck Schumer to resign as Senate Minority Leader, as he clearly does not have enough backbone to lead with integrity during these unprecedented times. Thank you for your hard work and for supporting Oregonians. Felix May. No, that's okay. I'll take a backseat at it. That's a great point, Skeetle Juice. I feel like I have this tendency when I'm talking to politicians and to doctors to be like, you're the guy who knows. It's not my fucking job to know that. But I can hear it cheapening a point. Okay. I'm submitting this. Submitted to Jeff. What? Oh. I I did forget to type the city. And now I submit. Yay. Yay. Cute. Media inquiries. Oh. Okay. A little GIF mission. No, that's true. Fuck it, we ball. .gov. All right. What's next on my list of things? Oh, you guys familiar with Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition? How many of the folks here are on Instagram? This is a check-in. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have this for your individual like areas. The Portland one has been really good. Is it PIRC? No. We'll search. PIRC. Is it Portland Immigrant? PIRC_Oregon. These guys are really dope. I'm gonna post it here. I would say it depends on where you're going in Oregon and Washington in the near future and also what time. My highest recommendation is if you are going starting and like after spring break, like March, late March-ish until September, the Enchanted Forest in Salem. It's insane. I think tickets are like $20 now, which is kind of a bummer. But they are a small business, so it's like kind of what are you going to do? Oh my God, hi. Okay, that's my number one suggestion because it's cuckoo bananas. Number two, if you're going to Portland specifically, Sunny's House of Tattoos and Treasures, obsessed with it. That's where we do our plus size clothing swap. So if you're going to be there at the beginning of the month, you could come and say hi to us. Even if you're not plus size, you can like come and hang out for a little bit. That's totally fine.
Yeehaw!
Thank you for being here, Dorian. Crimes. Criminal. And then also we went to Olympia, to the Olympia Farmers Market. We got like paid to go to the Olympia Farmers Market. It was really great. That farmers market is super cute if you're going to Washington. And then they also have a children's museum if you happen to have kids or no kids or will have kids with you. That is sick. It is so cool. It is the best and most magical place. Kyle has been. Yes. Love tattoo shops as community spaces. Okay. Pivot. I guess I'll just make this big because there's no way you guys can read this, right? I'll make it huge. Let's make it big so we can see. This is Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition. They do stuff specifically. I'm curious if they are following like Pacoon's really good. Yeah, there's like Portland Ice Watch. I don't know if there, what I'm looking for is if there is something that is similar to Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition in other locations. I don't know if there is. If you are only represented by Republican Cretans, we can still harass them. I would say they're possibly even easier to cyberbully. And then also specifically, I would say run for local office or do canvassing for your like hyper local people. I'm talking your like school board. I'm talking your city council. Those things are going to be less, hopefully, less gerrymandered than your like bigger elections. And more, you'll be more likely to affect change when you are living in a red state in that way. Olympia is sick. It's very cool. There's something else we did while we were there that I don't remember now. Anyway, sorry. Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition, they have a link tree and they have these like Ice Watch trainings. I don't know if it is possible to take one like, this is just on Zoom. So I can't imagine it would be a problem for you to take it if you do not live in Portland. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want folks to like take a spot away from somebody who might, like, this is possibly going to be like specific to Oregon, but I bet it could be like more broadly applied. But because it's a virtual one, I think it's probably okay. That's true. Definitely better to find a local one with local resources if possible. If you are in Oregon at all, I know that PIRC is like really good folks. Yeah, let me see. Do they have like a... They do like know your rights trainings as well. Oh, this is sick. Yes. And then they do know your rights cards. You can donate to support their work, which is great. How to document ICE. Oh. Yeah. This appears to not be location specific and is helpful info. Dream Action in Oklahoma. Thank you. Let me pull up a link. Oh, I'm so silly goofy. What am I even thinking? We should be making like I should be making like a notepad for like all of the links of things for folks to go to put in the YouTube thingy of this. So what did we even talk about at the beginning? Find your senators. That was like step 1. Let's get that link, copy. Paste. Girl, why don't you want to paste? Thank you. And then I'll save the PIRC stuff. Also the like indivisible, find your indivisible people. Groups.indivisible.org. I guess that was like second probably. Okay, and then Dream Action Oklahoma. Let's find their info. Search. Action Oklahoma. Beautiful. They also have a link tree. Immigrant Youth-Led Organization. Hell yeah. They've got a link tree that we're going to copy and paste for folks. Not this. And then this is Eyes on Ice training that is a broad thing for folks. And then, what was the other one we said? Washington State, waisn.org. Oops. waisn.org. Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network. They have a hotline. Cool. Yeah. TIRRC in Nashville. Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition. Beautiful. Copy. And we'll put that link here. Gorgeous. Love it. Amazing. Thank you, team. Appreciate y'all. Cool. Okay. Oh, we were talking about like local office, like small scale things. I'm curious if like Run for Something has a candidates. Yeah. Sick. Okay, we can do candidates near me. Don't make me do like a... Let's just do Salem, Oregon. Oh, yeah. I know RJ. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. There's no 2025 endorsees near me. Anyway, sorry. Let's do directory run for something. Candidates. If folks want to see. Also, run for something is cool. They presumably help people run for office because so many things go unopposed. So if you're somebody who has an interest in running for office, they support folks. I learned about them from Miss Frazzled, who's very cool. If you guys aren't following her. And then the other thing I wanted to look at, was Working Families Party. Paste. They, I believe, also have like an endorsements list. Yeah. Oregon. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is great. Cute. Oh, now this is like huge. But anyway, yeah, you can look, oh my God, how is this screen so wide? You can filter by state, so we can be like oh, this is interesting. They must not have an Alabama chapter yet. And then you can also apply for Working Family Party endorsement and also nominate candidates, which is great. We love to see. Yeah, they have... cute. Yeah, my hope and my dream. So Virginia Stapleton is running for Oregon State Senate in, I think, technically in 2026. I know that there's going to be like a primary. I think she got Working Families Party endorsement, but just because she's not running yet, they haven't like done the thing for her. Anyway, I will be making some like canvassing content, I think, in the future. For like more local politicsy type things. We also have a mayoral election coming up, I believe, in 2026. Because I have a horrible mayor. Truly horrible mayor. She hates homeless people so much. And she does not shut up about it. And then she like does these like weird shady things behind people's backs. Oh my God, I actually have like kind of a chaotic Reddit post about her that I could read if people want some like hyper local tea. But yeah, I really appreciate Reddit as a place to stay informed about stuff that is going on super super locally. It's like there's like a Salem Reddit that I'm pretty active on. Amazing! Thank you so much. It's so important. It's important to call them. Let them know that like you are there and you are present and you are a voter. But yeah, our current mayor of Salem, Mayor Julie Hoy, who ran against Chris Hoy, who was the mayor for a few years, literally no relation, which is cuckoo bananas. She just, she sucks. She made a comment publicly that we cannot have the bathrooms be open at the buildings downtown, like the government buildings, like the city buildings, because the last time they were open, unhoused people were firebombing the bathrooms, which I don't know if you guys know much about unhoused people and fire bombs, but they don't typically have access to fire bombs. I don't know. She is like genuinely, and like she is a woman, and I thought people were just being sexist before. She is truly so stupid. I think that what she meant was that like there was a fire in one of the bathrooms. But if you're fire bombing, you're dropping bombs that catch things on fire. Or mostly dropping fire. I literally don't know, but they weren't doing that. That's really what's happening. So excited for good mayors in New York, especially Zoran. Zoran. I don't know why I said it wrong. Yes, exactly. Are they pooping fire? Great question, Sarah. It's a great question. If they are, it seems like we should make more bathrooms available to them. Nobody should have to poop in a place that's not a bathroom. That sucks. Me after spicy ramen. So true. So true. I do know that Zoran is accepting donations again. I don't know if y'all caught that. I saw somebody on TikTok, so I guess take it with a grain of salt, talking about how typically when there's a transition team, they like privately fund it by wealthy backers. And so Zoran's one of the maybe the first person ever to do it like publicly and be like, hey, let's do like a grassroots thing, which is very cool. Oh my God. Yeah, I also like Zoran is so popular that I had not seen the Curtis guy. I don't know how to say his last name. Sliwa? Him talking about rat abortions. Did you guys see that? So valid, baby. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Sliwa. You saw him talk about rat abortions? He said that cat pheromones are so powerful that if a rat smells a cat, they will like cause their own rat abortions. It was very unhinged. The rats are going to hate that announcement. I'll pull it up. I'll pull up the audio for you. Hold on. I'll pull it up for you. Oh, sorry. That was a Robert Pattinson thirst trap fan edit. Curtis Sliwa. Oh yeah, cats. Here we go.
Female rat is in proximity to a cat and they smell the cat in the area, they get so traumatized that they abort all the fetuses. That's how powerful the presence of a cat is.
You've just said a lot. How do the rats terminate their pregnancies themselves?
They just immediately, they abort the pregnancies. They're so traumatized, they're so scared because they smell the cat. And the cat obviously is in proximity. Now, the rat's ability to smell is even greater than the cat.
I totally understand smelling a cat, but I just don't understand how the rats abort their own fetuses.
Well, that I am not a...
I totally understand smelling a cat is really good. You just said a lot. It's so true. She really was. I can't imagine. The pause is so long and she's so real for that. Yeah. She's doing a great job. What? Also, what was his next sentence about to be? I'm not a rat gynecologist? Like, what? What? Curtis, keep going. No, keep going. What was next? He just kind of like trails off. I literally don't know. Yeah. Sorry, and that's the guy who he was running Was he not running on the Republican ticket for mayor of New York City? Curtis Sliwa? He's a cat activist, is what this says. Sorry, hold on. Let me read the caption. In 2023, Amy Hoggart was commissioned to host a documentary about the harmful impacts of cat declawing. She met with one of New York City's biggest cat advocates, Curtis Sliwa, but the interview quickly headed in a different direction. I do want to know what the original question was. The comment says, Curtis Sliwa, rat abortion science expert. The comments are like, I don't want him in politics, but I do want him to have like a reality TV show or something. Oh, here we go. Somebody said, oh, I don't think anybody's going to have a real answer for the question. Also, apparently he was wrong. Apparently it's mice and they experience a miscarriage if they smell a cat. They're just joking. Sorry, they're joking. That's a kidding about him being a rat abortion specialist or scientist. Yes. Yeah. He's anti-cat declawing, which, yeah, okay. So true, King. He also labeled Cuomo as slapping fannies and killing grannies guy, which is true. Yeah. No, he said some funny stuff. Yeah. I do not think he should be in politics based on the few things that I've seen him say, but, you know, I would have never even considered rat abortion had I not received that TikTok. He had 14 cats. He's just a crazy cat lady in the suit of an old white Republican who for some reason is being allowed to run for mayor. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that he was wearing that hat. Let's pull up the hat so you guys can see. I have it's like a... This is what he looks like. It's a key issue, y'all. He's running on the anti-rat ticket. The rats are going to hate this announcement. He does look like a villain in a Christmas movie from the 90s. Next year's couple Halloween costume, rat abortion and a cat. I have to run something by you guys. More rats, more abortions 2026. I have to run something by you guys. I have this dream. Don't tell anyone. This is a secret between us. To next year as a Halloween costume, simply for like the internet and for our job, not as like an actual walking around Halloween costume, which it would be fun if I could, but no. I have to do something with my family, which will be way cuter. To be a misuse of the American Red Cross emblem. The concept being the scariest thing that I could think of, a misuse of the Red Cross emblem. Denied entry to the Sticky Bandits. He looks exactly like those guys. Here's my thought process. I'm literally followed by the American Red Cross on Instagram. Like our account, Couple of Goofs, is followed by the American Red Cross, which is cuckoo bananas, by the way. I reached out to them one time to be like, will you send us these Snoopy shirts? And they never responded, which is honestly very real of them. Because we had questions about whether or not Snoopy had blood. It's a whole thing. I didn't say that. Maybe I did. I think I sent them the video. But I know that it being a misuse is a problem. I know they don't sue people. I know they just send cease and desist letters. I am curious if, in this context, a misuse would be permissible to raise awareness, because I think it would highlight for people the concept of an American Red Cross, of the emblem misuse. By doing the costume, you're committing the crime. I think I could be like the scariest thing I could think of, and then do another thing that's like you like live long enough, you see yourself become the villain, which I think is also kind of funny, particularly in the context of a Halloween costume. Bro, Sliwa's planning to deploy cats for rat abortions because he straight up said single women in their 40s and 50s will take care of them, and I want those women to get a paycheck for that. Yes. Hag Energy, this is a joke, right? Did he say that there should be cats deployed for rat abortions? Is that what he was talking about? Exactly, Sarah. You and me. It is not a joke. No. I was gonna say yeah, they're not good. They're not good for lots of things. I'm sorry. Curtis Sliwa is pro the he's a purveyor of there was an old lady who swallowed a fly theory. He's doing trickle down trickle down the animals that eat the other animals economics, because that's crazy work. That is absurd. That is so wild. Call me crazy. Call me cuckoo bananas here. Let's just leave the fly alone. That's wild of him. Wow. All right. You know, Curtis, that's an interesting man. He took his stand-up bits on the road and got a little too silly with it. I don't mind people taking their stand-up bits on the road. I do mind them taking them into their local politics. There's no way. He's only touched cats, I think. He thinks that if there are more cats, rats will not reproduce. And when asked how they'll be cared for, he said with his whole chest, single women in their 40s to 50s. That is so much. That is so much. I gotta say, people who are living in New York, is there like a, I guess people joke about rats. I've never been to New York, so that's why I've never seen a rat in New York. But like in Portland, I would say there's not a rat problem that I have seen. No, for real. That's true. That's so true, even. No, a Republican who is a pro-single cat ladies is an unexpected ally. Yes. Apparently it's his anti-rat pro-cat campaign. Says the 71-year-old man with 14 cats. Are his cats inside-outside cats? He's disrupting his own environmental status. Wild. Okay. I would love to know, has he seen Remy the Ratatouille? Because we could instead be putting those rats to work. You pay them very little. Just like a piece of cheese. Consider that, Curtis. I'm glad we can joke about this because the non-stressful guy got elected. Rat union for the working rats. Give the rats a job. The rats yearn for the mines. Yeah, I do think, honestly, for all of the non-binary people in their mid-20s to mid-40s that I know who are harboring or caring for or doing like catch and release for stray cats, I do think they should be getting government stipends. The rats yearn for culinary school. Okay. Ooh, We've been here for about an hour and a half. Are people feeling emotionally ready to make anti-Chuck Schumer collage art on Canva? What are we thinking?
Are you going to go live on Instagram?
Well, they won't be able to see it, though.
No, but they might come look at you.
Do you think so?
I think it's worth trying, but if you don't want to, that's fine. I just brought this over here to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I love you.
Did you hear? I do have to tell you about Curtis Sliwa, who ran under the Republican ticket? Hat. Morgan knows about Hat. You heard him talk about the the rat abortions? Oh, no. Oh, you're going to love this. Okay.
I will. He's a funny man.
Okay.
If a female rat is in proximity to a cat and they smell the cat in the area, they get so traumatized that they abort all the fetuses. That's how powerful the presence of a cat is.
Yeah.
You've just said a lot. How do the rats terminate their pregnancies themselves?
They just immediately, they abort the pregnancies. They're so traumatized, they're so scared because they smell the cat. And the cat obviously is in proximity. Now, the rat's ability to smell is even greater than the cat.
I totally understand smelling a cat, but I just don't understand how the rats abort their own fetuses.
Well,
they do.
I am not
my presumption is that his next statement he was going to say and then giggled and said was, "I'm not a rat gynecologist."
Yeah.
That's my thought. 2, he was proposing this to deal with the rat problem. So what
just some smelly pregnant cats?
What he is? No, the cats don't have to be pregnant.
Oh, that's even worse. Any cat.
These could be sterile cats for all we know. He is a proponent of. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly.
That is so true. That's actually his whole thing, and
environmental.
He's not even the worst
policy.
choice for other cities to be mayor, honestly, because I do think similar to how sometimes they elect a dog. Like if the dog could do it, this guy who's a comedian.
You think we give him just like a less important city?
Give him a small one and see how he does, and then give him a TV show.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe he just said that.
Yes. Yeah.
He could do Mobile for sure. It's not that hard. You just like show up for Mardi Gras, shake the hands of the trail maids.
Yeah.
Kiss the governor on the lips and be on your way.
When he was asked who's going to take care of all these cats,
right?
Do you know what he said?
Dogs.
No, dead serious. The single 40 and 50-year-old women.
Good point. You know what? All right.
Yeah.
I'll hear him out.
Yeah.
On that.
I think we should give him a smaller town. I think we should give him like a 1,500 people
tops.
Give him
Forks.
Forks, Washington. He could do some damage there.
Come on. It manages itself with tourism.
That's true. That's true.
As you can tell, I know a lot about running a city. So.
Yeah. Morgan for mayor.
All right, see you later.
Okay, I love you.
I gotta go, and then I'll pick up the boy.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't forget about picking up the boy. I forgot you were leaving.
You forgot about the boy.
I did not forget the boy.
I'll tell him.
I did not forget the boy.
Yeah, you forgot.
Didn't forget him. Give him a town of 10 people, 1,000 rats, is what 7 says. See how he does with the rats there.
That's true.
Give him a small town infested with rats, a chance to test his theory. They're transing the rats and they're aborting their fetuses. You guys are so much funnier than us. I'm obsessed with all of you. Oh, man.